You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of my friends around the world. It's a rainy day here in Georgia, 64 degrees going up to a high of only 75 and rain all day long. So if you don't have to go out today, then don't. I don't have to go out today, so I'm not going out. But if you got to go out, go ahead, do your thing. But anyway, beautiful day here in Gwinnett County. Even though it's raining, hope you guys are having a wonderful start to your day. I am. I woke up this morning a little bit excited. You know, this is crazy because some mornings I wake up, I'm super excited about the day, right? Some mornings I just drag out of bed. And today was one of the mornings where I woke up. I don't know. I guess maybe because I got some sleep. That's another thing. Because when I get my rest, and my brain is not like going, I tend to wake up very energetic, happy, excited. And so that was the day. Even though I got things going on like we all do in my life, I still woke up like in very good spirits today. Like, okay, anything's a go today. I can make it all happen today. That was my attitude. I can make it all happen today. It's going to happen the way I need it to happen. That kind of thing. And when I talk about that stuff, it's really business. Pretty much everything you hear me whine about on this show is about my business because I live and sleep my business, y'all. I live and sleep my business. So whenever I'm like in a funk, 9 times out of 10, it has something to do with my business. And so, but I'm not in a funk today. I'm in a great mood. Only because I'm so excited about the topic that I'm talking about today, which is about how to monetize your newsletter. Because you guys, I launched my newsletter last week. I did 4 issues last week, and I get so excited about it and I think what makes me excited is me making the music. Now, I love the stories. I'm a storyteller. That's why I do this podcast. But I'm having so much fun making the music, like really a lot of fun. So every day in each issue, there's a new song that I make using AI. And so I got to tell you this. And listen, people, white folks, please don't get mad. But my daughter said, yeah, AI really don't know our voice. And it really doesn't yet. Not the one that I use anyway. It does not. What's funny about that platform is that I love the songs. I love the words that I create. Because I do the words, the lyrics first. And then I drop it inside of the platform. And I say, hey, make it in this particular genre. Whether it's rap, R&B. And it has never done it right. It's never done it right. So the song today is called Trust Your Journey. And I like it. It sounds great. But it was a rap song. And I thought that it would have like the voice of a black guy. And it really doesn't. So my daughter called it a country rap song. And that's what it sounds like. But it sounds good. So I told her, I said, whatever. Long as I can make the music right now, I don't care who it sounds like pretty much. At first I was like, oh my God, I'm black. It needs to sound like a black person. The sono that I use, it does not have it yet. It does not have it where you can tell, like, you can kind of listen to people speak and kind of know which race they are, which is kind of weird, but it is what it is. And so when you hear me speak, you would not say that's a black girl. I mean, you would not say that's a white girl. You would say she's a black chick, right? That's what you would say if you heard me speak. And I don't know what that is about, but it is what it is. But I like the music nonetheless, even though I have not been able to get a black voice out of that yet. So here's one of the things that we always talk about in our communities is that when things are created, black folks are left out. Right? So the AI has been trained to create music, to create voices with that particular platform, but it's really hard to get a black voice out of there. So that means that they didn't train their AI to sound like us. I mean, people don't think like that. And I get it because at the end of the day, the person that actually started the company is a white person. And they do what they know best. You know what I'm saying? And I get, we get upset because it's like, okay, you guys always leave us out. It's like we're on this earth too. But it's kind of like if I do all my articles and everything is geared towards black women, right? You would look at me and say, well, I can see why she would do that. She's black. I try not to do stuff like that because I have white friends, and we are cool and it doesn't make sense for me to have everything black. I get it, not for me. So I try to be, and I live in a county where it's the most diverse county in the freaking southeast of the United States and the 11th most diverse in the whole United States. So there's diversity all around Gwinnett County. It is what it is. But it's just weird that when I go and I listen to the music and I type in a prompt that says, hey, create a song with a black woman singing, and then I get a young white woman, which is hilarious. But the music is still good. So I said to my daughter, look, at this point, I love the music. I love the lyrics because I love the beats and the meaning behind the music. And I listen to all types of music. Like I'll tell y'all a quick story and then I'm going to get on with the show. Because today we're talking about how to monetize your newsletter. My brother and I, when my dad passed away, my baby brother, he was incarcerated. We lived in New Jersey. My brother and I, that's right next to me, we lived in Jersey. And my baby brother, who was by my dad, he lives in California, but he was incarcerated. And he was in a prison called Chuckawalla. And my dad lived in Vegas. So my brother and I went to Vegas to start handling, everything, his funeral and all that stuff. But we had to go tell my baby brother what had happened. And we didn't want to tell him on the phone. So we decided to drive from Vegas to Chuckawalla, California, right? And we drove through the Arizona desert. The true story, y'all. We drove through the Arizona desert. I had never seen tumbleweed before in my life, ever. When we drove through the Arizona desert, I felt like I was going through Area 51. It was just desert. It was just dry. I saw like these mobile homes that was sitting out in the middle of like the desert. And then you see like all this tumbleweed. So I broke out and started singing this song that I had learned years ago when I used to work in the hospital, and the only station I could listen to was a soft rock station. So if I wanted to listen to music, I had to listen to soft rock. So I started singing this song. Been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to beat out of the rain. 'Cause in the desert, they can't remember your name. 'Cause it ain't no one for to give you no pain. La, 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 la. That's the song I started singing. And my brother is looking at me like, what the, right? But that's me. I like music. I like all types of music. And I know all types of music. I was sitting in a restaurant. We were in Red Lobster, as a matter of fact. It was my husband. And it was so funny. It was my husband, his best friend, and my friend who's his wife, right? So this song comes on. I think it was Tears for Fears song. I think it was a Talking Head, Tears for Fears. Whatever, it was a white song, right? The song comes on, and I start to sing the song. It was hilarious. And they were looking at me like, you really know the words to that song? But I learned that song when I was in college, because I had a white roommate who I loved. Her name was Kathy, and she listened to all. She was like this real punk rock kind of white girl, but she listened to stuff like soft rock. And so I learned all of these songs, because she was my roommate. It was hilarious. But I'm sitting there, we were in Red Lobster. I'm sitting in Red Lobster, and I'm singing this song, and it was so funny. But anyway, I digress. I just wanted to tell y'all about that. So I'm enjoying my newsletter. But today I wanted to talk to you, and I'm going to keep the series going. Now, here's the thing. I think this is going to be a long series. If I'm going to talk about newsletter every Tuesday, this is going to be a long series. So, and I also started a YouTube channel. The YouTube channel link is in the description. So subscribe to the channel, because every Friday I'm going to do a live training on what I'm doing inside of my newsletter. It's called the local newsletter Launchpad, and I'm going to go behind the scenes so you guys can see like what I'm doing, what platform I'm using, how I'm setting things up, stuff like that. But you got to subscribe to the channel. So the link is in the description to my YouTube channel. It's called Newsletter Launchpad. And I'm coming on every Friday. I think I said 3 o'clock. But you'll see when you go to the description. I think it's 3 o'clock on Fridays. And it's just me kind of giving you like an overview of what I've done for the week, but also taking you behind the scenes to show you what I'm doing. Especially because the platform that I use, which is Beehiiv, I really like that platform. So most of that is probably going to be about, how to use the Beehiiv platform and what I'm doing with it. Anyway, my song for today, I did a song yesterday. It was called Trust Your Journey. I like the song. So y'all tell me what y'all think about the song when y'all listen to it later, when y'all listen to it after the show. So today we're talking about how to monetize your newsletter. I know that a lot of people, I've been in media for a long time. Let me start by saying that. I've been in media oh my God, for 24 years. I've been an entrepreneur for 27. And I've probably been in media longer than I've been an entrepreneur, because I think the very first newsletter I actually started, probably maybe around the same time, was like it was either 95 or 97. I started a newsletter called Friends of Mine. And I remember starting that newsletter and being so excited about it because nobody else was doing newsletters. Let me tell you, I'm always the first out the gate on a lot of stuff. I am really the true definition of an early adopter. Not always a good thing, because by the time the market has caught up to me, I'm burned out, and then everybody comes behind me and make a lot of money. But I decided that I was going to keep moving. Anyway, I've been in media for a long time. I've had a newspaper. I had published a newspaper called Women in Business Today, like a real print newspaper. I had a newsletter first, then I had a newsletter, then I had a newspaper, then I had 2 radio shows, then I had who knows how many podcasts, and a blog. And when blogging first came out, I was a blogger, and the name of the platform was called Blogger. That was the name, blogger.com. I had a blog. So I've been in media for it's just as long as I've been an entrepreneur, I've been in media. So it's not like I'm just starting out. When Constant Contact first came out, which is a CRM, I was probably one of the first people on the Constant Contact platform. So I've been sending out newsletters forever. The difference between when I started and where we are today was that there was no clear path to making money. There was no clear path to starting a business in these spaces. It was like me trying, even when YouTube came out. Was launched in 2005. I was on the platform in 2006 with a full-blown show that was produced by a video producer, a TV producer called Sister Inc. So I've been in media a long time. And so, but now when I go back and I look at where we are today and where we've come from and where we are today, I get even more excited about all the opportunities. So you guys know I host the Good Morning Gwinnett podcast Monday through Thursday at 10 o'clock. I have a news site called Good Morning Gwinnett. And now I have the Gwinnett Morning Spark, which is my newsletter. And somebody would say, well, Audrey, why do you need a newsletter and a news site? Well, the difference is my news site is like news. Like it's a whole lot of news and, conscious living and regular politics and government news. It's a news site. Business and technology, it's a news site. Gwinnett Morning Spark, my newsletter, is a feel-good publication. It's a feel-good digital publication where I put in like memes and I put in music and I put in inspiring stories and I put in shout-outs. That's the difference. On my news site, I don't do all that. It's the local government, what's happening there, throw in some politics, technology, business. That's what's on the news site. So that's the difference. The other difference is, and I'm going to get to how to make the money in a second, but I want to give you guys some backstory of how this whole thing works. The difference between my news site and my newsletter, a big difference in my opinion, which is one of the things that prompted me to even think about launching a newsletter, was the fact that my news site is built on WordPress, right? And if you know anything about, and WordPress started out as a blogging platform, which it still is. So most news sites that you see are really giant blogs. How did I know that? When Huffington Post launched, I had had Good Morning Gwinnett on a site called Weebly. When Huffington Post launched, it launched on WordPress. And I was like, but I didn't know how to use WordPress at the time. So my Weebly site crashed and they could not recover it for me. For the life of them, they could not. And I was like, and I love Weebly because it was really easy to use. But Square bought Weebly, and after Square bought Weebly, my site just went to pieces after that. So I decided, well, heck, if WordPress is good enough for Huffington Post, it's good enough for Good Morning Gwinnett. So I had to go to WordPress, which I had learned how to do by then, and start my whole site over. So I had to start the entire site over on WordPress, and that's what I did. But here's the problem with that. The problem with that is this. When you have a blog or a news site or a news blog or a news magazine, all of these things, you are at the mercy of Google if you're not out there actively marketing the domain itself. Let me say that again. When you have a news site or a blog, what I have discovered, especially over this last year, because it has been a lot of turbulence in our industry, if you are not actively out there saying sign up to goodmorninggwinnett.com, you don't know what Google has decided to do today that's going to knock your blog or your news site off the map all over again. It's a constant up and down with Google changing the algorithms and the rules and the regulations constantly. So you think you're doing the right thing. I spent so much time figuring out how to use SEO and what tools to use, and then only for something to be wrong because Google changed something. I got a report yesterday that said something is wrong, not something wrong, but there is some duplicate something on 800 of my pages. And you know what I said? It's going to stay like that. There is no way in the world I can go and fix 800 pages. I mean, I could, but I'm not doing that. So Google, you're at the mercy of Google when you have a news site. Now, am I going to get rid of my news site? I'm not. But what I realize is that I need a little bit more control. Now, could I go out there and just pass out flyers and talk to the community? Yeah, I could. I definitely could do that. But that's a lot of work. For me, it is because I run two businesses. I run the Gwinnett Women's Chamber, and then I run my media company, which is Noise Media Network, which is where Good Morning Gwinnett resides under that brand, right? So I don't have time to be out there all the time passing out business cards and scanning QR codes. I just don't have the time. Could I run ads? Yes. But then you have to make sure you have a good enough budget so you can run ads to drive people back to your site. So that's what I'm saying. So if you don't have the budget or the time for a news site, your site is gonna suffer because Google is constantly changing things. This is why I decided to start. Two reasons I decided to start Gwinnett Morning Spark. One, I wanted a good news thing, something to get you up and started with your day that was inspirational, and you could feel inspired as you start. Right, that was one. But the other thing is, I have complete control over that. I can send it out every day. I can send it out more than once a day if I need to. I know that the people who are subscribed are going to see it if they open up their emails. That is a better fit for me because now we have the newsletter subscriber base that we're building. We're creating that audience. And here's the good thing about the platform I'm on, Beehiiv. Beehiiv lets you internally, you can run ads inside of the platform that allows you to say, hey, if you promote my newsletter to your group, I'll pay a certain amount of money. That is amazing. So you're already being promoted to people who like reading newsletters already. And if they subscribe, now you got new subscribers. So that I just wanted to give you a backstory, like how did I get to this point and why am I starting a newsletter and what's the difference between a newsletter and a news site and a blog and all that kind of stuff. So you're at the mercy of Google with your newsletter and your blog, with your news site and your blog. With your newsletter, you have all the control, which is amazing for me. And that makes me super excited because now I can promote my newsletter and my podcast, my news site and my podcast inside of my newsletter to people who wants to read the newsletter. That's exciting. All right, I'm gonna go to a song, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna talk about ways on how to actually make money with your newsletter when you're brand new. And this is gonna be important because you're gonna want to hear this. Now, the first song that I'm playing today, of course, is my song that I made yesterday. It's called "Trust Your Journey" by so my DJ name is Audrey AI. Yes, DJ Audrey AI. Yeah, that's my DJ name. Yeah, I'm becoming a DJ. I'm a DJ, podcaster, newsletter publisher, news site publisher. I'm all of those things. But anyway, trust your journey, baby. Enjoy the song, and I'll be right back.
Yo, I've been through the lows, hit the highs like crescendos. Life throws curves, I swing, never let go. Dark clouds might hover, but I trust in tomorrow. Pain's temporary, joy, no need to borrow. Struggle's my tutor, each lesson's a blessing. Molded in fire, each trial's a dressing. Paths ain't always clear, vision gets muddy, but I keep on walking, my resolve never buddy. Trust the journey, ride through the storm. Life's a wild river, gotta roll, gotta transform. When the path fades, when the night's cold, life's just around the bend. Trust the unfold, trust the journey even when you can't see. But believe in yourself and what you're destined to be. Took chances, made moves, sometimes I stumble. In this concrete jungle, remain humble. Fought battles, some visible, some within. Conquered fears, my spirit's got that win. The hustle's real, the grind never stops. Heartbeat to the rhythm of raindrops. Heartbeat falls, set up for greater rise. Eyes on the prize, truth over lies. Trust the journey, ride through the storm. Life's a wild river, gotta roll, gotta transform. When the path fades, when the night's cold, life's just around the bend. Trust the unfold, trust the journey even when you can't see. But believe in yourself and what you're destined to be. Took chances, made moves, sometimes I stumble in this concrete jungle, remain humble. Fought battles, some visible, some within. Conquered fears, my spirit's got that win. The hustle's real, the grind never stops. Heartbeat to the rhythm of raindrops. Heartbeat falls, set up for greater rise. Eyes on the prize, truth over lies. See, dreams ain't just for sleepers, they're for the brave, who navigate the storms, who ride the waves. So when doubt creeps in, remember your might. In the deepest darkness, you're your own light. Trust the journey, ride through the storm. Life's a wild river, gotta roll, gotta transform. When the path fades, when the night's cold, life's just around the bend. Trust the unfold, trust the journey even when you can't see. But believe in yourself and what you're destined to be. So here's to the fighters, the dreamers, the believers. Through chaos, through silence, we are the achievers. Keep pushing, keep moving, don't fear the unknown.
Welcome back. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care who's singing the song. I don't care what it sounds like. That is a bomb song. Like, I feel like that song is gonna be a viral. I'm about to put a video to that song. I love that song. Like, I love I like all my songs, but that is one of my favorites, and that was the one I created yesterday. So this is what makes me excited, y'all. Like, that makes me super excited, right? For real. Anyway, welcome back. It's your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney. Today is Talk Business Tuesday, and I'm going to be talking about, how to monetize your newsletter. This is going to be an ongoing series. If you want to watch me go behind the scenes, be sure to go to my channel on YouTube. I'm launching it on Friday. It's called the Newsletter Launchpad. It will be launching on Friday. I'll be going live, so be sure to subscribe to that channel, because I'm going to be talking more about this whole newsletter journey that I'm on, and you get to go behind the scenes into my Beehiiv account to see what I'm actually doing in there to make it all happen, how I create the artwork, how I create the songs, how I create the stories. All of that stuff I'll be sharing on the Newsletter Launchpad, so be sure to subscribe to my newsletter channel on YouTube, Newsletter Launchpad. It's Local Newsletter Launchpad, my bad. Local Newsletter Launchpad. The Local Newsletter Launchpad. All right. So how do you make money with a newsletter? Well, it's kind of like anything else. You got to build up a subscriber base. But what I like about this Newsletter Launchpad, if you have a small list of people, and most of us do, if you look in your phone, you got at least 100 people in your phone. I got like 5,000. And what you could do is you can actually go in your phone and say, hey, listen, I'm launching this newsletter. I want you guys to subscribe. Here's the link. Subscribe. When they subscribe, they become subscribers. Now, what you can do is a couple ways you can make money. There are a few. The two that I'm going to talk about today are the two that I integrated into my platform right away. One of them was affiliate marketing. That was the very first one, because I started out with a newsletter base of 433 subscribers. I started out with that, and that is only a small portion of the number of people who are on my regular newsletter list. I'm talking about a really small portion, but these were people who were newly added to my newsletter list, and I was like, okay, these are people who have not really gotten a lot of newsletters from me. I don't want to inundate them with more stuff, so I decided to take that small group of people and import them into because they were already subscribed to one of my other newsletters, but they were very, very new subscribers. So I was like, I'm going to take that small list of people and I'm going to put them into this newsletter. I have another small list that I need to transfer over to as well. But anyway, what I decided to do right off the riff, because inside of my new site, I was embedding an affiliate program called Kit, K-I-T, that you go on Kit, I think it's kit.com, K-I-T, you go on kit.com and you create these kits. And all of the kits most of them pull from Amazon. So you pull it from Amazon. I'm an Amazon influencer. I'm also an Amazon associate. Amazon has a lot of good opportunities there too, y'all. So I love Amazon. I get money every month. Like I got deposits this morning from Amazon, which is so every time I get them, I'm like, yay. Amazon deposit my money every month on time, like clockwork, from my affiliate links. So what happens is on my website, whenever I write stuff about inspiration, I include that kit link inside of somewhere on my website for people to go and purchase something from Amazon. And they do because I know they do because I get paid every month, and I got my checks, my payments this morning. So that is one of the best ways to get started, especially when you're starting out with a small list, because here's what happens, right? If you put your Amazon affiliate somewhere inside of your website, inside of your news article, somebody, especially if they're in your family, they're going to click here when you say, hey, support me by shopping at Amazon. Somebody's going to click that list because I don't know anybody who does not shop at Amazon. And what happens is that cookie, is called a cookie, will track the person that clicked that link for at least 30 days. So if 30 days happen, and forget about Christmas time. When Christmas time roll around, oh, forget it. Just know that my newsletter is going to have so many Christmas stories and so much holidays. When the holidays start to kick in November, the next 2 months is all about holidays. Thanksgiving, being thankful, how happy, because I know people start to shop in October. So it's going to be back to school first. You know, right now it's all summer stuff, inspiration and things like that. And then you have all these links to your affiliates based on those type of things. So prime example, you know, school is out here in 2 weeks. I think May 22nd, school is out. But August, school is back in. So so right now, everything is about summer. So it's like the perfect vacation. There may be a book on Amazon to tell you about, you know, how to get prepared for a vacation. So if I write an article about vacation spots around Gwinnett County, and then people need a book or something, then I can go to Amazon, get a link for a vacation book. I don't know. I'm just making this up, but you can think about what you need, or the best reading for the summer. You know, buy a pool in Gwinnett County. I go and pick out a book on Amazon. I put the link in, like that article that I just wrote about the best places to enjoy the summer and read your favorite book. So the link will be to your favorite book. The words to your favorite book will be linked back to Amazon to a book. So it may be a novel. For me, it will probably be a business book, but it may be a novel. So that link back that I put in that article to your favorite book. Now, I don't know what the person's favorite book is, because remember, this is going out to almost 500 people. But when they click the link that says to your favorite book, it's going to take them straight to Amazon. So if they buy a book, if they buy a TV, if they buy a walkie-talkie, whatever they buy through that link, I make money the entire 30 days. So if they go back and buy a whole bunch of stuff, every time they click on Amazon after that first click, I make money. So that is a great way for you to actually start making money, even if you don't have like the big following yet. Now, what I did was, if you go to GwinnettMorningspark.com, if you look across the top, you're going to see two things. You're going to see $3 love offering, right? And then you're going to see inspiration kit. So that is the kit that I created, because Good Morning Gwinnett is an inspiring newsletter. So people who like the word inspiration may say, you know what, let me click on the inspiration kit. Guess what's going to happen? It's going to take them over to Amazon. And every time they buy anything from Amazon, whether they buy some shoes or some toothpaste, whether they buy a TV or they buy a water bottle, I get money for that. I get a referral for that, which is just wonderful. So they may not buy anything in the kit, but they may buy something else on Amazon because of that. So when they click that link and they go to Amazon from that little tab across the top of my newsletter, so go to Good Morning Gwinnett Morning Spark, go to GwinnettMorningspark.com. You're going to see $3 love offering, and you're going to see inspiration kit. The inspiration kit is connected to the Amazon affiliate platform. So every time they click there, whether they buy anything out the kit or not, they can buy some shoes, they can buy some socks, they can buy some candles, they can buy some wax. Whatever they buy for the next 30 days, I make money from that. That's the first thing. The second way I decided to monetize, and this is just like the two simple things that I'm doing right this minute. I decided that I was going to ask people to do a $3 love offering. Why? Because the number 3 means a lot to different people, right? That is considered like an angel number, new beginning. I think that's like, it's some kind of angels behind that, the angel saying behind that number. But it's also like a powerful number in numerology. Right, so I said $3 because I could have said $5 love offering. I could have said $9 love. I could have said all kinds of things, but I said $3. Here's why: because most people won't mind paying a $3 love offering. Like, if they like your newsletter and they like what you're doing, now I put it at the top of my newsletter, $3 love offering. Monday, I'm going to put it somewhere in the middle. If you like this newsletter, commit to giving me a $3 love offering. If you get 1,000 people to click that $3 love offering that's coming out on, that's $3 in passive income. Now, I connected that link. I put a link to my Stripe account. So my Stripe account is where there's a platform that I use to process the payments for my company. So I went to my Stripe account. I created a payment link, and then I attached it to the $3 love offering. I created a page on my newsletter site. And on that newsletter site, it said, this is why, I think you should support the newsletter. And it's a $3 love offering and things like that. And they can just click the button and do a $3 love offering. And this is every month. So I made it a recurring payment of $3. And I don't think people will miss $3, right? It's not like I'm saying $30. I'm saying $3. And for me, that would just show how many people really enjoy. Now, mind you, it's only been a week. And it hasn't been a full week yet, because I started last Tuesday. So today will make my full week. It's been a full week today. So people got to get to know me. They got to get to know. They got to fall in love with the newsletter. So my goal is to make them fall in love with the newsletter, so they don't mind clicking the Amazon link. They don't mind doing the $3 love offering. And then as time go on and I grow my list to thousands and thousands of subscribers, at the very bottom of my newsletter, the very, very bottom, there is a link to say advertise here for $99 a month. Now that's going to go up. I can tell you that right now. That fee right there is going to go all the way up. That's going to go up. But for right now, it's an introductory fee. I have 433 subscribers. That number is going to go up because I'm really promoting it heavily. It's probably went up already this morning. It's going to go up. And as that number climbs, $99 will be a definitely no. That's going to be a definitely no, because now my subscriber base is bigger. But right now, if someone wanted to lock in $99, all they had to do was scroll to the bottom, click on $99, send me their logo and their link to the whatever platform they want me to link the logo to, and they will be linked in the bottom of the newsletter. So that's at the very, very, very bottom. And so that's coming. That hasn't come yet, but that's coming. So it's in the newsletter. If they want to do it right now, they can advertise, send me the link, and they can do it. They can lock in the $99. So those are the 3 ways right this second that you can visibly see what's happening. Next week, I'm going to talk to y'all about, next Tuesday, I'm going to talk to y'all about a program that's inside the Beehiiv platform called Boost. I just launched that yesterday. Already made money. Oh my God, I was so excited about that. I'm like, holy crap, Ola, already made money. Literally just launched it yesterday. Looked at my stats yesterday, and I had money in my account. I didn't look this morning. I'm afraid to look this morning. I am afraid to look this morning. But I had money. I launched it yesterday. By yesterday afternoon, there was money in the account. I couldn't believe it. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. In my mind, to make enough money just to offset the fee of my subscription for Beehiiv, which I think I paid $40. I don't even know if I paid $40. I think it's $40 a month. But just that alone is like, wow, that's a business expense that I don't have to worry about now. And then I'm going to talk to you about the subscription part of Beehiiv next week. So next week, I'm going to talk about Beehiiv Boost next Tuesday. So be sure to listen. You have to subscribe to this show. If you're not subscribing, you're missing out. You have to subscribe to my podcast so you get notifications when I go live, and also the YouTube channel, Local Newsletter Launchpad, because I'm going to go deep into what I'm doing. But next Tuesday, I'm going to talk about the Beehiiv Boost program that I just became a part of, and I made money like day one. I was like, oh my God, I told my husband, like, can you believe it? That's amazing. And then I'm going to talk about the subscription that's built into Beehiiv and what I decided to do with my subscription. So my newsletter is free, but there is a subscription portion inside the newsletter. So I'm going to talk about that. But think about, creative ways that you can come out the gate when you launch a newsletter. Because what I can tell you is, with launching the podcast, and you guys know I've been doing Good Morning Gwinnett for almost 6 years now. I've made money but I've made it in a very hard way. I had to go out. I had to be a salesperson. I had to, you got to provide subscribers numbers. You got to provide downloads, all of these things. And then you don't really have any control over who's listening. Even with the podcast, like, I don't know who's listening. I know that they're listening in India. I know they're listening in Colombia. I know they're listening in Canada. That's what I do know. But I don't have a name. I don't have email for them. I have nothing. All I have is some numbers, and they're listening in these countries. And I'm grateful. Listen, to my friends around the world, I am grateful that you spend the time. But I would love to know who you are. I would love to be able to email you my newsletter, because you listen to the show. And you may just love the newsletter. If you like listening to the show, and I know most of you do because you're listening, because I see the numbers, and I appreciate that. But check this out. Let's get a little bit more friendly. Subscribe to the Gwinnett Morning Spark newsletter. Go to GwinnettMorningspark.com, subscribe to the newsletter, and find out even more. Become a part of my community even more. It doesn't matter where you are. Gwinnett County is where I live. But the Spark, the newsletter, is anywhere, because if you want to feel inspired, you just heard the song, Trust Your Journey. That doesn't have any geographical boundaries on it. There aren't any. The stories don't really, they tell a story about people in Gwinnett County, but here's the thing, you can be inspired by a story from anywhere. I just happen to live in Gwinnett County. So you can subscribe to the newsletter, Gwinnett Morning Spark, and become a part of the community with your email. Now I can really talk to you. So that's why I'm loving newsletters, and I wish I had kept my newsletter going many years ago. Oh my God, who knows where it would have been by now, but it wasn't a thing back then. It was just like this thing. It wasn't a thing that made money. It wasn't a thing you can build a business around, or at least I didn't know it was. Let me say that. Maybe it was. I just didn't know it. But I know better. When you know better, you do better. Am I right about that? Now, if you know better and you still decide not to do better, that's on you. However, I'm not that person. When I know better, I try to do better. So, think about creative ways that you can actually make money from your newsletter. I'm going to be launching I think 1 or 2 products. And we're going to talk about that probably on another episode on Tuesday. And what that process looks like. I know I'm going to offer some kind of product. And I'm going to talk about what that is on another episode. But next week, I'm going to be talking about Beehiiv Boost and the Beehiiv subscription service and what I'm doing with those things. And I'm loving it. Like Boost, I'm loving Boost. Like I almost want to quit everything else. Like I'm just going straight Boost. Boost made me money day one. So anyway, guys, I hope this is helpful. I hope you're being inspired. I hope you're thinking about, why you should start a newsletter. And don't listen. I'm not saying leave out podcasting, because I absolutely love podcasting. I'm not saying don't start your news site. Now, if you haven't started one, then don't start one. Let your newsletter site be your news site. If you have not started a news site already, let your newsletter site be your news site. But if you haven't started a podcast, I'm going to say start a podcast. And here's why. Even though I don't have access to the emails from the people who listen to the show, I still have a voice to reach them. I still have a way to share information about all of the great things that I'm doing here in my business in Gwinnett County with the women of the Gwinnett Women's Chamber of Commerce, launching this newsletter. I still have a way to talk to them. I don't know who they are. I don't know who you guys are. But I know you're listening, and I thank you for always listening, because you could be doing anything else, but you spend time listening to me rather on most days about whatever I got going on in life. And I appreciate that. Don't think it goes unappreciated, but it does not, because that's why I show up every morning, because I know you're listening. There have been times where I just went off the radar for about a week because I'm like stressed out trying to figure it out. But I pop back up after a week. I haven't gone longer than a week. I don't think anyway. But I thank you for that. And I want you to be inspired to tell your stories, your local stories, your community stories. Spotlights. Listen, it's so much bad news. It's just, it drains. I don't even watch it because it's too much. So for me, being able to talk about the things that I love about where I live is just amazing. And being able to even share more stories the way I'm doing it with the newsletter, it's amazing. And you can do the same thing. It's so much bad spotlight that shine on communities. And I know they said good news don't sell. That's not true. Because there's a lot of people who are just sick and tired of just saying bad news all the time. And then there are some people that just thrive on bad news. I happen not to be one of those people. I don't thrive on bad news. I don't care to watch it on television. I just don't. I used to be heavily into politics. And then after the last election, I was like, oh God, I can't watch it anymore. And I could not watch it. It stressed me out. So, if you want to tell the good stories about your community, my suggestion will be to look a little bit deeper into starting a podcast and to starting a newsletter. Not necessarily a news site, because we don't know what Google is going to do. We just don't know. A newsletter and a podcast. Those are my two things that I say start. All right. I'm going to go to my last song. Then I'm going to come back and bring you my inspiration of the day. So stay tuned. I'll be right back after this song.
East Coast always in me, Commonwealth, Lil Joe, getting love from my city. I roll call for the DMV. In my own lane, you could still ride with me.
Lord knows I made mistakes.
You want in, but it's too late.
I don't need your support just to know I'm important.
I won't ever sell myself short, cause I know you'll see me on the come up. Big girl with big dreams and big drip. Talk is cheap, but please dare me to run up. I'ma put my money where my mouth is. Talk a good game, I'm my alphabet. Even on my worst days, still an alphabet. Standing next to me, you gotta be an alphabet. 8 ball in your pocket, I'm your alphabet. Alphabet, baby.
Never really fit in, always felt like an alien.
I be in my own space of mind, making boss moves in my own time, and I
Ride my own ride.
find me all alone. I'm on the road. I had to take a couple hits, a couple stones, but targets I don't ever miss. They wanna know.
Scared to be me.
Let me give you this game for free. No, you see me on the come up. Big girl with big dreams and big drip. Talk is cheap, but please dare me to run up. I'ma put my money where my mouth is. Talk a good game, I'm my alphabet. Even on my worst days, still an alphabet. Standing next to me, you gotta be an alphabet. 8 ball in your pocket, I'm your alphabet. Yeah, alphabet, baby.
Welcome back. So listen, guys, that's all I got for you today. All right, but before I go, I want to give you my words of inspiration for the day, and here goes. It says, one positive thought is something you can accomplish. One positive thought is the victory you need today. Oh, let me say it again. One positive thought is something you can accomplish. One positive thought is the victory you need today. Listen, I woke up this morning, there's something that's going on that could have totally stressed me out. But guess what? I decided that I was going to have one positive thought that was going to change my day. Yes. And that's what I've done. And that's why I feel like I'm so energized. Now, it wasn't something super major, but it was like something that could have threw me off early in the morning because it happened early in the morning. But I was like, nah, I'm not today. Not today. This is what they say in the church. Not today, Satan. But I was like, no, not today. I refuse to let anything bother me today. I am thinking positivity. I'm going to do positive things. I'm going to take positive actions. I'm going to keep positive thoughts coming in. And I suggest you do the same. If you like what you heard this morning, listen, don't let negativity come in and derail you from the things you want to do. If you want to shine the spotlight on your community, yes, it's going to be hard. I ain't going to even lie, y'all. It's going to be hard. And it ain't got to be a community. It could be anything you want. You could be a crafter. You could be a fisherman. Whatever it is you want to build a community around and you want to create a newsletter for that, you can. I don't care what that thing is, you can. Is it going to be easy? It's simple, but if you're trying to turn it into a business, it's not going to be easy. To set something up is simple. To make something grow is not easy. It's going to take work. It's going to take sacrifice. It's going to take a lot of positive thinking. A lot. So if you are a negative Nancy by nature, I suggest you go to therapy because you're going to need it to get started. Because there will be days when you want to ask yourself, what did I get myself into? Why is this not working? I'm so tired. Nobody's going to support me. Those are all negative thoughts. All negative thoughts. And I'm going to tell you right now, if that's how you're going to get up every morning, you will suffer and never, ever grow what you're trying to grow. You're going to have to get up no matter what and start your day off with as much positivity as you possibly can muster up. Because you will have those days when the sun is not shining and it's raining inside your house. I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it real. That's what positivity come in at. It comes right then and there when things aren't going well. And let me just say this. As an entrepreneur, if you do not have a nest egg saved away and you're relying on your business to feed you and your family, you will struggle, baby. The best of us have struggled. It's like, oh my God, the client didn't pay today. Oh my God, the client paid, but then two unexpected bills popped up from somewhere. A recurring annual fee popped up from somewhere. And like, what is this? Oh my God, that's that thing I subscribed to last year. It's due this year. Oh, it's going to happen. And I'm talking about, why do I know that? Because it happens to me. Oh, listen, I woke up this morning like, I went through my business bills. And I was like, let me go through this because I know, because something hit my account. I was like, I don't even use that. It was like $49. It's something I literally do not use ever. And I was like, let me get up and see what else I'm not using because I don't use it. That was just $50 I just gave away. When I went through my list this morning, I'm giving away $180 a month on crap I do not use, subscriptions that I pay for. And I could have let that totally put me in the dump. I was like, nah, it's not going to put me in the dump. But it's going to make me get up and say, get rid of those things. So guess what I'm going to do when I finish the show? Cancel all of the subscriptions that I do not use. And that was one. I'm like, God darn it. I just gave away $50. Now I could go back to the company and say, hey, I want to cancel, refund me my money. But I'm not going to do that because in my mind, the way my mind thinks, well, let me just keep it for the month since I paid for it because maybe something might happen by the time it's due next month, but it's going to be canceled already. That's how my mind thinks. Anybody else's mind be like, hey, I'm not using that service. You just took the payment out today. Refund me. No, that's not the way I think. It's like, okay, you got that one, but if I haven't done anything by this time next month, you're going to be canceled. But anyway, that's all I got for you. Thank you again for listening. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent the last 47 listening to me ramble on about my life and business and my newsletter. But I hope you were inspired. I hope you were inspired to tell your community story. I hope you were inspired to take this opportunity to not miss it like I did when it first started. When newsletters first started going digital, I jumped in with both feet, ran for a while, got tired and dropped out. Not this time. And I would suggest that you look at the platforms and say, you know what, I'm all in with Audrey. And here's the thing, follow me on YouTube because I don't mind giving away what I'm doing. Most people that know me know Audrey would tell it all. That's why I talk on this show. But you got to follow me to hear it. You got to follow this channel, my YouTube, my podcast. And if you want to see me go behind the scenes, you got to subscribe to the newsletter channel. It's called Local Newsletter Launchpad. Local Newsletter Launchpad, and that's on YouTube. All right. I gotta go, but I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. God willing. You guys stay safe out there, and until next time, my friends. Until next time, make it a great day. Bye, y'all.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.